Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, this is a support group requested video in which the survivor has asked me, why do I feel guilty for taking care of myself now that I am free from the narcissist? All right, so we are going to address that because I sprinkle this here and there in my videos, but it's, really good to just make a video where I can just directly just only talk about that, okay? So, why is this survivor and many other survivors feeling guilty when they start taking care of themselves now that they're free? It's because when they're in these toxic relationships where they are dealing with takers and they are just givers, subconsciously, you are being trained to put yourself last or to not even put yourself on the list of priorities at all. And oftentimes, when survivors end up in relations like this in their adult relationships, is something that they were trained and learned in their childhood. Okay, maybe they had parents or a caregiver that was codependent. They could have had alcoholism or drug issues, and that child had to grow up quickly and be the adult and kind of try to protect their parent, and try to cover up the parents' shortcomings, if you will, or, their abuse or their addictions. And now the child is learning to be what? The sacrificial lamb. And that type of mind frame just only gets more embedded in them as they're doing this through their whole childhood. By the time they're adults, they have almost 2 decades of this going on here. So now they will be prone to be attracting people who will perpetuate or, allow you to continue to work from that level, work from that vibration. So why are you feeling guilty? Another angle is worthiness. A lot of times our self-worth as well, while we're being trained in this manner, it's obviously is going down, 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 down. So, what we feel like we actually deserve may be, definitely off balance. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure this is as clear as possible. I guess it's just the light. It's just a light. But yes, what you feel worthy of is going to have to be examined, because that guilt is chances are is going to be in the midst of or in the nucleus of not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving of, that care, that self-love that you're giving yourself, and then it's foreign. And this is why I do sprinkle this a lot of times in my videos, especially when I talk about coaching, the coaching services that I offer. I say a lot of times, survivors are not used to investing in themselves. They're not used to doing nice things for themselves. So even getting to the point of saying, you know what, I'm going to invest in coaching. I'm going to invest in my mental health and my well-being. I'm going to recenter with myself, and I'm going to really make these investments. A lot of survivors, feel uncomfortable with that. And that's why you have been in the situations where you feel more comfortable making investments into other people's lives than our own. And then when a survivor, ends up back in that toxic relationship and they're giving to the narcissist again because they still weren't giving enough to themselves. They still weren't investing in themselves because they didn't get over the guilt. They didn't, increase their emotional maturity to be able to connect the dots to say, okay, this is what's going on right now. I feel guilty because I'm coming from a place of not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving, and I'm not used to it. So it's going to be feeling foreign at first. It's going to feel foreign, and it will be a muscle, just like someone that's not used to saying no and they're a people pleaser and a yes, 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 being the sacrificial lamb. They may feel guilty when they finally set a boundary that they should set, and they say no to someone in a situation they should say no, but they're feeling guilty because of the pattern. And it's, going to feel awkward at first when you're breaking these toxic behaviors and you're replacing them with the healthy ones. It will feel a little awkward at first, even if you logically and intellectually know, hey, I deserve to be able to rest. Hey, this will be overextending myself. I should be saying no. But that guilt is just because of the pattern that is so embedded within you, and it hasn't been quite broken, so you're feeling those residuals and that resistance from making a change, because anytime we make a change, we will feel some resistance of our old ways as we're pulling away from it. But the longer and harder that we pull away, the less that resistance will be there as you're getting further away from it. You're not as close. But yeah, when you first start, you're this close. The resistance is it's very tight and it's easy, But as we pull it away, that resistance, it may feel even harder because, the rubber band gets tighter as you pull it, but then it can snap. So you got to be able to get over that hump basically. And once you make the rubber band snap, once you pulled it that hard, may pop your old finger out, but you got over the hump and, that resistance isn't there anymore and you've been able to reprogram yourself. Okay. So, you're feeling guilty because you may not have made this change very long and you are getting used to the new ways of being. So there's some resistance of your old self still present there, and you can still remember it and feel that. Okay. And it also could be because you may be feeling manipulated by the other person. They did a lot of manipulation, they did a lot of gaslighting on you. And but since this person says now that I'm free, I would say that maybe they're not physically there with their voices, but you are detoxing yourself from the work that they've already done on your psyche, and getting you to be that sacrificial lamb and getting you to be trained and used to only being that giver and not taking. But we have to give to ourselves too. It's not just this external thing that we can love other people. We have to love ourselves too. Okay? And I'm really glad that you are taking the steps to do that self-care. And, when you feel that resistance, just step into your logic and know, you know what, I'm only feeling that way because I used to have a toxic way. I used to be inadequate in this area. I used to not give myself sufficient self-care and self-love. And now that I have that self-awareness and I know that I'm making these changes, I can identify where my old thoughts and ways are, still a little present or in the back of my mind, and that's creating that guilt. Okay? All right. And also check for shame, because sometimes people may try to make you feel bad, or may have in the past made you feel bad when you did what you had to do for yourself. Oh, how could you not put me before you? They want you to always put them before you, and they shame you if you wouldn't give them, for instance, your last or something, and you needed it for yourself. All right. So, part of increasing our emotional maturity is just understanding that we can't help anybody else if we're in a broken state, if we're unhealthy. The help that we will be able to offer to them from those type of states are not going to be as sufficient and proficient, if at all, than if we take care of ourselves first. And that's why on the airplane they say to put that mask over yourself, because if you don't have oxygen, guess what? You're going to stop breathing. You can't help them if you stop breathing, because now you're going to die. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to adequately put into yourself first and foremost to even be sufficient for someone else. And that's why someone else might say, you know what, I'm going to work on my career. I'm going to get successful so that I can then go back to my community and give back to them. but if I'm in that process of building, I can only do what I can do at that time without overextending myself, because now I'll never get out of that area if I keep giving it back and not getting where I need to get first, and then I can get back on a certain level. You see? So I don't want to keep you stuck and frozen because you're feeling that guilt. So, just understand that is just some old toxic ways in your shadow work that you'll have to work on as you are stepping away from those old ways of behaving and into, that healthier space that's only going to, make you happy in life, okay? So, congratulations for doing the work. And, over time, as you really step out of that resistance and you step into acceptance as to why you're feeling guilty, then, you will understand what's going on, basically. All right. And the more you feel worthy and deserving, of course, of having that self care and self love, that is also when you will stop feeling that guilt. Okay. So, keep convincing yourself, keep reassuring yourself that you deserve that self love and that self care. All right. Find ways to do that, to validate that for yourself. Because in a toxic relationships, obviously the narcissist doesn't do that for you. Okay. And when you've been in this, oftentimes since childhood, you have to go through that purge, all right? And you will have those guilt emotions that were present all along. You're going to be very aware of it. But as I said, you step into your logic and you understand where that's really coming from, then in your logic and not your emotions, you'll be able to counter that and stay the course, okay? So if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit the like button. Feel free, obviously, to subscribe to my channel. Over 400 videos on the channel to help you understand narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships, increasing your emotional maturity, embarking on shadow work with yourself, understanding psychology, understanding relationships, and especially the most important relationship, which is the one that you have with yourself, guys. So, go through the videos and take what you can. I do put them into playlists to help you find topics a little bit easier. This is a requested video from the support group that I run on Facebook for survivors of narcissistic abuse. If you want information about that, the information is down here beneath the description. I do offer coaching, guys. You can go to my website, www.lakiacrawford.com, to schedule your appointment. Or a lot of people like to do things old school. They call me, they email me, they hit me up on social media. That's all fine and well too, especially if you want an appointment time that's not offered on the website, or you want to do a different payment than PayPal, because I also accept Venmo and Cash App as well, just not through the website, okay? All right, with that being said, just continue to do the work. It's really great that you're even getting to the point where you can begin to build that self-awareness within yourself, and you understand that you're feeling guilty about it. But again, don't let that stop you from doing what you know is necessary, okay? And that feeling will get smaller as you continue to do the work, all right? So make sure you guys are hitting the bell so that you get notified when I upload videos. And like I said, continue to do the work, and it gets better, all right? It definitely gets better, all right, guys? So until next time, please take care.